What is America doing here in Botswana? Why is Africa not in American borders? What do you call that? And you come and say imperialism and colonialism is finished. When people expand their territorial expansion through putting military bases at our borders.
They see they talk the one una don't know they prepare to do now for Niger. Una don't they prepare another one una want do for South Africa. Make una develop una country, una will be Nigeria politician and government, selfish people and criminal people. Are they shameful now? Big shame, na me are they shameful now. And no be Nigeria, I'm from Biafra Republic. I go see the talk and a Biafra na be.
My name is Muhammad Haruna Manta. I'm the High Commissioner of Nigeria. The second question I wish to ask is on the basis of economic integration, the world is seen as a global village. Whether from the west or from the east, the emphasis I thought for Africa should be who will be our trading partner, and not the very radical posture of the socialist concept, which probably was very relevant in the after the Berlin Conference, 1880 something, 1884, 85. But today, we don't have colonialism to fight as such, because the whole of Africa has been decolonized. South Africa is independent, Namibia is independent, and so is the whole African continent, with the exception of probably some aggression against Western Sahara. So is it not time that EFF takes a posture that is more inclusive of development concepts rather than imaginary fighting colonialists that do not exist in any way? Because the interest of the world is more virtually focused on how do I develop on the economic concept, how do I attract. Sometimes the development economists call it foreign direct investment, FDI. How do I attract that? So I would like to know what the EFF thinks about the economic integration of the African continent, as well as what the AU has done in promulgating or forming the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, as well as the 2063 agenda. Thank you.
This thing,
I trust Malema now. Malema give them the way they enter for them. He put them for their body woto because not sitting every day look at anybody. The founder of EFF, Malema, he put them for their body. Make them wash them.
Of territorial threats, we know them here. We've got an army base here in Botswana. What is America doing here in Botswana? Why is Africa not in American borders? What do you call that? And you come and say imperialism and colonialism is finished. When people expand their territorial expansion through putting military bases at our borders. There's a military base here. A study has been conducted that a fighter jet that moves from that army base to the Union building will not take less than 2 minutes to bomb the Union building. If a war is declared with America, America does not have to assemble any resource from Washington or anywhere else to come here. They are already here. What do you call that? It's democracy. It's free wealth. We must celebrate that and say, no, imperialism is no longer there. It's in our head. We understand what Putin is fighting against because we have it here. Here. What is it doing here? We never went to Asia. We never went to Europe. We never went to America. We are here. We don't establish bases anywhere. Why should you establish bases in military bases in our continent? And when we speak, it's called old-fashioned politics, that they are out of fashion. There's no such a thing as imperialism. When imperialism is breathing on our neck, yeah, we're not going to allow that. We are going to expose that American military base here all the time in the platforms we get and educate our people that this is exactly what Putin is fighting against. America will not allow that. That Russia must go and establish a military base in Cuba with missiles facing the USA. Don't want to allow that. So we must not be allowed, we must not be asked to accept the things that you will not accept if they were to happen in your countries.
What? Una done the great war for Niger. Now you don't see the great war for South Africa. They go the one man where they fight for your own people liberation. What the EFF do you? Una we be Nigeria, what did they do una self? Una never develop una own country. Insecurity, they keep people up and down, no good road. Kidnap everywhere. For your own country, nine banditry, they get kingship. Nine banditry.
This High Commissioner is forgetting is the fact that Libya was attacked by NATO and they ousted Muammar Gaddafi. That is interference. It's as good as colonialism. And there are a lot of coups that are happening all around, including the killing of Thomas Sankara, including the interference that we have seen in many parts of Africa. Actually, there are more than 60 coups that have been held across Africa since Africa got independence in different parts of Africa. And all of those, they are a product of interference. So you can't rule out colonialism. And my concern is these kind of leadership that we have in Africa that have this mentality of thinking that we don't have colonialism. And they are the ones that are leading us across Africa. Look at the president in Nigeria. How old is he? Come to Southern Africa. I mean, all across Africa. Most of the presidents, they are there in their twilight years. And they are leading us. And they have this mentality that there is no colonialism. And the way how they look at these grave issues is very concerning. But what do you make of the response by Julius Malema and the question that was proffered by the High Commissioner of Nigeria? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section.
Did they give that banditry now title? Did they give them title? Did they become chairman, king? No, una own rule. No, una own government. Leave another man country. Develop your own first so that make use that they do evidence for other people. Your country is the worst one now among all. Nigeria is the worst. Nothing they work, no work, nothing. Now you know to go they fight for another people country. Develop your own.
We never go to anyone's offices. We never interfere with anyone's programs. But we are not going to be undermined. We've got everything we need to protect this office. Everything. And we'll defend it with our lives. No one can come and take chances here. So, they must be warned. Nancy Spani is an ANC fraudulent campaign that seeks to take ANC campaigners and poster distributors and volunteers to pay them to do an ANC work. Now Panyaza is trying to counter what I'm saying. He brings a picture of a person who's wearing an EFF t-shirt. Only one person out of so many thousands. Of course, it's South Africa. You can't go past 10 people and not find an EFF person. But that is not the target, and he knows it. Nancy Spani, it's a political program that seeks to empower ANC volunteers and make them work for the ANC in the next elections. So that is the story. And you can't claim it otherwise. Don't come and ask me. That's the problem as journalists. You come and ask us instead of doing your own research. Those people, their names are there. Just go and desktop research. Samkelo and on Facebook. Just on Facebook. Just go and Google those people on Facebook. You're going to find them with ANC t-shirts. Just take those names and just give yourself time. Let me check these names on Facebook. You're going to find those are ANC Youth League, chairperson, secretaries, activists, ANC Women's League, chairperson, secretaries, activists, because ANC chairpersons and secretaries are reserved for corrupt, much bigger positions, not those ones. Those ones are reserved for Sanko, Youth League.